Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. Today, as usual, we will go over what happened in the market. Of course, focusing on Tesla and maybe touching a little bit on the indices like the QQQ and the SPY. So with that being said, let's jump into it. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, but let's just get right into it. So Tesla, bit of a rough day today, down 4% to $804.58. Now, this is quite the rough day in the market. Started off really good, actually. Tesla was up a decent amount, like I think like what, 2%, 3%, something like that. And then it just kind of went straight downhill. Like everything just pretty much sold off throughout the whole entire day, which is like pretty obviously not good. Now, the question is well, what's going to happen next? I mean, again, this move shouldn't be surprising. I've been calling for this move for literally like a week. If you're surprised that this happened, well, yeah, you need to get your head out of your ass, first of all. Second of all, maybe start, looking at the chart, maybe listening a little bit, right? Because this, again, completely expected. And I said, once we get to this area, then we'll reassess and see what happens next. Well, now we are here. So what happens next? It's pretty tough. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit tough to say here, though, because the issue here is that there's no real signs of recovery, right? Like, I want to flip us bullish. Like, I really want to flip bullish. Don't get me wrong. Like, we gap filled and everything, like, great. I want to just straight up be like, time to just go to the moon. I don't know. I mean, maybe. But like the first thing that jumps at me is the fact that, well, today was a pretty rough day. Usually when you get these kind of rough days, it's pretty common to get a little bit of a recovery, a little bit of a relief rally, if you will, right? I mean, the indices the QQQ was down 3.7%. I mean, honestly, relative to that, Tesla did fantastically today because the QQQ down almost 4%. In theory, Tesla should be down like 7%. So Tesla actually did, relative to the market, not horribly. I mean, if that's even hard to or easy to believe or not. But essentially what I wouldn't be surprised is tomorrow wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see a green day tomorrow. I really wouldn't. I mean, this was just way too brutal of a day, way too brutal of a sell-off. Like, this was just quite the sell-off. I'm not going to lie. This was quite aggressive. And yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a green day tomorrow. But the issue is like, is it just a dead cat? That's the issue. If you don't know what a dead cat is, a dead cat essentially just implies that after just a massive day of selling, or like, X amount of time of selling, like just like really just kind of almost sharp selling. A dead cat implies that you pretty much get a little bit of like a quick relief rally where people just buy the dip, it rallies a bit upwards, and then everyone just sells, and then just goes back down again. Dead cat's usually just like a temporary bounce until a further sell-off, essentially, is what a dead cat is. And is this going to be a dead cat coming up? I mean, honestly, it very well might be. Like, I really hope it isn't. But if it is, regardless, dead cat or not, I'm expecting tomorrow to be a green day, or at least like sometime very soon, like tomorrow or Wednesday, something like that, to be a green day. And I want to see Tesla come up to retest this 830 level. This 830 level, you can see here, ended up being pretty decent support and honestly resistance at the same time. Like, there was a lot of times where we tried to, break under like 830, or even we touched 830, and we got, we didn't break under, essentially. It held, several times. You can see like over and over and over, like we just kept coming around to this like 830-ish level. So now, like I said, old support equals new resistance. Now I want to see Tesla, like I said before, also when you break under, comment to go up, retest it, and then either, confirm or not. Same concept here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, great support here. We finally broke through, and as we broke through, you can see what happened. Like, the second we broke through, it just completely bled out, right? Now I wouldn't be surprised to come up, retest 830, and then we'll see what happens there. There's two things that can happen. One is, well, it retests it. Now this new resistance is, well, it's resistance. It confirms it as new resistance. And then it doesn't, it's not able to essentially break through 830-ish, give or take. And then we essentially sell back down. And if that happens, well, there is a decent chance we go even lower. The other option is the fact that we break through 830. And if we break through 830, and let's say we go to like, I don't know, let's say 840, and then we come back down to 830, and then we confirm it as support once again, then we can maybe start pushing back upwards. Those are the two scenarios. Which one is going to happen? Well, it's hard to say, obviously, right? Yeah, we'll have to see how it happens, but that's something that I want to have you guys kind of pay attention to, like maybe tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever it happens. It should be relatively soon, in my opinion, definitely this week. But the other issue is the fact that we have CPI coming out on Thursday, I believe. Now, that tends to be a pretty ugly number and a pretty ugly catalyst recently. I think the projected numbers are 7.9, which is like really, really high. So if we come under, at least that'll be a good sign. If we go over, that's gonna be really bad. Like if we go, I'll tell you right now, if we go over 7.9 projection of the CPI, we're making new lows. Like we're probably gonna make new lows next week. Like I'm just gonna straight up say that, or at the very least retest 700. Like at the very least. So keep that in mind. If CPI comes in hotter than expected, at the very least we're probably gonna retest to 700. Like let's be honest here. Like let's not kid ourselves. You know, if you're so. In Friday's video, people were like, this, especially this one comment, people are just so stupid sometimes, like no offense, but it's just insane. Like they're like, oh man, you better remove your short positions on Tesla. Oh man, stop spreading fear and FUD and everything. Yo, if you think stocks only go up, you're gonna have a real bad time coming up here real soon. I promise you that. If you're here just to watch your stock only go up, man, you're gonna have a really, really, really rough time, and you're probably gonna panic sell very soon, and you're gonna be out of this market, and you're probably gonna panic sell near the bottom and then watch the stock fly out without you. Like I'm not here to like give you guys false hope and give you guys this like a false narrative and give you guys, you know, bullshit essentially and be like, yeah guys, don't worry, everything is fine. I mean, at the end of the day, everything is fine. Like long term it's fine. It's just short term. What's gonna happen in short term? What's gonna happen this week, next month, maybe even the next couple of months, right? That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm looking at personally. Long term, 5 years from now, I don't give a shit. I could not care less. Tesla, I think we all know where Tesla will be in 5 years, right? That's not the issue. The issue is, well, how do we play this short term game here? How do we play this short term movement? If I say something's gonna go down, I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But if you can't accept that fact that stocks go down on top of course, also going up, and if you just, the thought of a stock going down on you just makes you freak out and like write stupid shit in the comment section, you're gonna have a bad time, man. That's just the fact. I'm sorry. It is what it is, right? It's just that simple. If you need to learn how to play the downside on top of the upside as well, right? Playing the upside is not that hard. Just buy shares and hold it, and then eventually it'll go up probably, and cool, you made money. The hard part is learning how to play the downside. That's the hard part. And if you can play both sides, hey, some good stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, throw that out there. Like if you want copium, there's many other channels that'll give you copium. This is not the channel for copium. Some days I'll give you copium if I actually think you deserve copium and the stock will go up, I'll say it. If I think the stock will go down, I'll say that, right? I hold literally hundreds of shares, guys, of Tesla. I'm overall, like long term, obviously very bullish. I literally have hundreds of shares of Tesla. Like I'm not worried. Like this doesn't worry me. So like, you know, stop freaking out. No reason to freak out. Just chill. But the one thing I will say is these movements down, I do think are going to be very interesting, because I do think if we actually come back to like somewhere around here, especially if we break 700, I think that's where we're going to really start seeing which Tesla investors are like the real investors versus which ones are just jumping on the bandwagon and have no idea what the hell they're doing. They're just in it because it's Tesla. That's it. They have no idea what the business is, what it's going to turn into, what the profitability is, you know, the potential of the business, long term especially, of course. And I think a lot of people will get shaken out. I really do. But yeah, so either way, for the next, you know, day or two, or this week, I guess for now, I'm expecting a retest of 830. Once we get to 830, I'm probably going to resell calls. Especially if we don't break through it, I'm definitely going to be reselling calls, probably pretty aggressive calls too, because if we don't break through 830, that tells me that we have another, you know, ways to go down, most likely. And even if we don't go straight down, like, you know, let's say we go to 830 tomorrow, it rejects, and then it's not like Wednesday we're going straight down to like 760. We might, especially with CPI on Thursday. But there's also a chance we just essentially set up another bear flag. That's essentially what's been happening over and over and over, right? We fell down here, set up a small little weird bear flag, fell down. Another bear flag, fell down. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. Again, eyeball this 830 for now, and eyeball the 800 support. Those are the two regions I want you guys to eyeball. If we break under 800, we're probably dropping down to like 760. As long as 800 holds, I'd watch for 830 and see what happens there. If we break through 830 and turn 830 into new support again, great. Then we potentially might start making a push up to maybe test this red line and teal line somewhere, you know, around this almost 900 area, you know, sometime near the end of the month ish, or like later part of the month. If we cannot break through 830, well, then either expect pretty much a sharp sell-off coming into Thursday CPI related to or not to CPI itself, like, you know, maybe like a sell-off, you know, of like fear prior to the news or something like that, especially if it comes in hotter than expected, like pretty much right away, or expect probably another bear flag into another sell-off. So that's essentially what it is, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the prettiest market. Like the QQQ down 4%, guys. The QQQ down 4% is an insane amount. Like that's pretty ridiculous. Like that's quite aggressive. Like that's really, really aggressive. Like that's pretty bad. I mean, freaking Amazon was down 6%. Like since when does Amazon go down 6%, guys? It's Amazon. This stock barely moved Look at this. Its movement has been non-existent forever, and then suddenly it's going up and down like 6%. Like that's insane. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we're in quite an interesting market. So just keep that in mind, guys. On top of that, don't forget we did also lose the 200 moving average. So again, moving up to test that 830 to 840 range would also be to retest this moving average. So somewhere in that range of 830 to the 200-day moving average, which is 840, I expect a retest coming up. And then of course we'll see what happens with that. If I had to put my money on it, I would guess that we don't break through it. We get rejected, especially if CPI comes in hotter than expected. If CPI comes in lower than expected, that actually might be the one catalyst that we need to somehow get at least some kind of relief rally going in this market. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of good news right now, especially with oil skyrocketing, which actually is kind of bullish for Tesla, but not until there's like less fear in the market. So yeah, all that being said and done, guys, that's it for this video. A little bit of a longer one, but let me know what you guys think down below. Thanks for watching. Peace.